My name is Nicholas St. John, and today I'm going to be talking about vitamin D3. That's a big deal. We hear some about it, but we mostly hear that people are deficient, usually going into the fall or the winter, because there are some studies that have come about that have shown that people are deficient, who are deficient in vitamin D, is more susceptible to getting the cold or common cold or flu. And so it's not just during that time. It's a key nutrient that we need for our immune system. So I'm going to go over some of that today. I covered it today when I was on KCTU TV, and we covered some of it there. So I want to go over it for you guys. So there's a video up here on YouTube, and you can pass this on to your friends. Vitamin D, better known as vitamin D3, is a nutrient or a vitamin that typically we get through our skin. And the way we get it through our skin is through sunshine. It's called the sunshine vitamin. And so the vitamin is, what happens is the sun rays, the UV rays hit our skin, and then it basically goes through and metabolizes into vitamin D that then goes through a couple more iterations and transformations in the liver and kidney that creates vitamin D3. Now, if you take a supplement, which is the way, as we go out and as we, in the winter or at the end of summer, especially the further north we get in the United States and Canada, obviously you spend less time out in the sun. And so really to get vitamin D3 that are levels that we really need them to be, we need to get out either in the sun. Some say about an hour and a half to 2 hours during a peak time of the day, somewhere between noon and 2, for about at least 30 minutes with a substantial amount of sunshine on amounts of skin. So if you're bundled up and all you got on was your hands, that would not be enough surface area to create enough vitamin D for you to be at the levels that you need to be. So speaking of the levels that you need to be, one of the things you can do is when you go maybe for an annual checkup or once a year, it would be good to have your vitamin D levels checked. And so there's a test, and I'm not sure what the cost is, but I have mine done. And when I was done about a year ago, my numbers were about 34 on a scale of where about 70 to 90 is what's considered optimal. So I was at 34. I owned a convertible. I was out. I don't wear sunscreen a lot, and I was out in the sun quite a bit, and still I was at 34. So there's a couple of things that could have been happening. One was that the conversion of it in my system wasn't working properly, but I decided to start supplementing. And so I was supplementing at the rate of about 20,000 international units a day. And I did that for several months trying to get my levels up. Now, I wouldn't recommend that for most people. Normally, if you're just going to supplement, 5,000 international units a day is adequate and will keep you from getting levels that are too high that could put you into a vitamin D toxicity situation. But it actually takes a lot to get you there. In my taking 20,000 international units a day, it took quite a while, and finally at the last blood sample that I had them tested at, it was over 96, and so I had reached the optimum level. I'm going to have the testing done again tomorrow, and so we'll know what that is, and I'll report on that because it just said in excess of 96. But optimally, you're talking about 70 to 90. And so you may need to supplement. The problem with supplementing is that if you don't supplement it with the right one, and so there are supplements out there of D2, and D2 virtually does you no good. From all the studying and reading I've been able to do on the subject, vitamin D2 does not get altered and changed or metabolized into D3. And so you need to have D3. And I found out later that when I was taking 20,000 international units, and By the way, vitamin D3 is a fat soluble vitamin. That means that you need to have some kind of fat in your diet in order for vitamin D3 to be absorbed well. Now, it's recommended that you have omega-3 fatty acids are good. Actually, they're some of the best. Cod liver oil is excellent because it's got the balance of what you need for absorption of vitamin D3. So, vitamin D3. The other vitamin that needs to be with it is K. And so, again, there's a number of different Ks out there. K, if you just take straight K, my understanding is that it does not help the absorption of vitamin D3. So K2, and I have here a bottle. Let's see if I can get this up here so you can see it. It's D3 and K2, and it's in a certain ratio. And so I think this is a really good supplement to take. Again, this is it's not a high dosage of vitamin D3. It's only 600 international units. So if you need more than that, you may need to take multiple tablets of this. But vitamin D3 and K2 combined seems to be the optimal combination for making sure that your body can utilize the D3 that you put in it. So again, if you get sick, there are those who espouse getting and taking 20,000, 50,000, even 100,000 international units a day. Now, you don't want to take that for very long, but if you're sick and your immune system is suppressed or weak, then you certainly need to increase significantly the vitamin D3 that you're getting and making sure that you have enough of it to get into your system. And that's why combining it with K2 makes that more efficient. So if you're sick or have a weak immune system or suppressed immune system or compromised immune system, increasing your levels of vitamin D3, and again, go to the doctor, go to a lab that can do the vitamin D3 tests, so you can monitor where that is. That's best for what to do. Again, vitamin D3 helps strengthen the cell walls. It triggers something inside the cells that make the cell walls more stronger to withstand an assault by a virus. And so that's why if you get a viral infection, increasing your vitamin D3 is significant because it'll keep the virus from getting into cells and replicating at a higher level. So although I'm a big, as you probably, if you've been around me much at all, you know I'm a huge proponent of vitamin C, but also have really come to understand the significance of vitamin D3. So vitamin D3 and K2, again, here's the bottle that I take, and so you can see, maybe you can get this and take that. Again, it only has 600 international units, so if you need more, you may need to take multiple tablets. But vitamin D3 and K2, you don't want to overdo it. Do check your blood levels of it, and they can give you what those numbers are. So anyway, I appreciate you being here or rewatching this. Go to my website, immunitycrisis.info. If you're not on my newsletter, scroll clear to the bottom and there's a link, free newsletter. Sign up. I talk about these things and vitamin C a lot, as well as the use of colloidal silver. I talk about Zika has been in the news a lot, and with the scare last week where they came out and announced that Zika was a lot scarier than they initially thought. And then Saturday I was watching a news program. They were scrolling across the bottom that now they don't think it's going to be as bad as they initially thought. So I don't know if they just have schizophrenia or they just don't know. But I do know that if you're going to go to a place where Zika is, increasing your vitamin D3 level and increasing vitamin C, sodium ascorbate, to 3,000 or 4,000 milligrams a day is a great way to make sure that even if you're infected with the Zika virus, that it won't cause you any significant harm. Now, I know 80% of the people who get infected with Zika show no symptoms. but that's because they have a fairly strong immune system. But if you really want to have a super strong immune system, 3 to 4,000 milligrams of vitamin C and 5,000 international units of vitamin D3 with K2 will really put you in a place where you don't have to worry about it at all. But I think, again, thanks for being here. Share this with your friends and neighbors. And again, go get on my newsletter and get my books, because I have 10 things in the book, The Immunity Crisis in America, that teaches you how to so supercharge your immune system you never have to walk in fear. I talk about we need a revolution in our healthcare system, and the first thing to do is take back your immune system. The doctors are not trained in nutrition. Out of 8 years of study, I've heard several doctors say that if they had 2 or 3 hours of nutrient or nutritional study time or information for it, even though it's so critical to our health and our well-being, and yet doctors are not trained in it. And so we have to become we're our best advocate, and we need to start learning about this stuff. That's why I'm doing these videos. I hope they're helpful. If you have any questions or anything, again, the immunitycrisis.info is a way you can contact me. Again, get on my newsletter and follow my posts, viruswhisperer.com. There's a link on there as well to my blog and my videos for this, as well as my TV and radio shows. So there's a podcast place on viruswhisperer.com. So appreciate you being here. Tomorrow, I'm going to cover the release of, if you can see this, the Vitamin movie. This thing is great. It's Dr. Andrew Saul is in it. They actually have 23 of the top experts in vitamin therapies. And so Dr. Ron Honeyhockey is there, Dr. Joseph Mercola, Dr. Andrew Saul and his daughter and her kids. It's really cute, but it's very, very, very well done by a guy that's done a lot of documentaries, and so it's very well done. This is going to be coming out. It's out now, but they're going to be having a summit, and they're going to have a free screening. So I'll tell you tomorrow how you can get this free screening. But anyway, the Vitamin movie, this thing, I'm telling you, everyone needs to see this, especially doctor, because they have no idea how powerful this is and what it can do. And so stay tuned tomorrow. I'm going to be covering the Vitamin movie. Thanks again.